Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Murphy, and I'm the lead faculty for clinical education at ProSomnus Sleep Technologies. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about device selection. It's always a question I get, especially from dentists who are a little bit newer to dental sleep medicine, but I want to answer it in a way that's very ProSomnus specific. So there's really three different categories of device advancement that I want you to consider, and then we'll talk a little bit about material design. So first, there's the iterative advancement. The IA, the IA Select, and the brand new EVO. Now the EVO is a little different than the IA and IA Select because those are polymethyl methacrylate milled appliances. Whereas the EVO is a flexible material. Now it's not real flexible, but it's got just enough flex to make it a little bit easier to seat and a little bit more comfortable and almost 10 times stronger than predicate devices. I know, it's incredible and it's almost too good to be true. Yet it's still super easy to keep clean. But this whole idea of iterative advancements for the IA Select, and the EVO means that there's no moving parts. It's a monolithic material, all either polymethyl methacrylate or MG6 technology. That's the one with a little bit of flex. And the way you change the arch to advance it a little bit is not to turn a screw or put a wrench on something or change a strap. Instead, it's simply taking one arch away and replacing it with another arch where the posts will actually be in the same spot, but the platform has moved forward 1 millimeter. Could be a ½ millimeter if that's your advancement protocol. The idea is we iteratively advance the mandible towards therapeutic position. Now that's different and in a little bit of contrast to the CALP. The continuous advancement low profile appliance is a dorsal-like device, a little bit smaller as you'll see, and even though it's technically a continuous advancement device, you'll see that it has a little bit of iteration twisted into it. You'll understand in a second. There's a little jack screw device on the side which has a pinhole in it. And when we put a little device in the pinhole, we can turn this, and if you see the little arrow on the side, this arrow is pointing up. If we put this in there and we turn it a quarter turn, it actually is advancing the patient 1/10 of a millimeter. So each one of those turns, 1/4 turn like that, is advancing the patient 1/10 of a millimeter. So this device is excellent to use when you need smaller advancement increments. If you don't want to jump it a ½ or a millimeter, as you could with the iterative advancement devices, then the CALP is an excellent choice. It allows you to make those advances in smaller increments. You can only go 3 millimeters though. Now I say only with the first arch. Once you've gone out 3 millimeters, crank that back, reach over, grab your second arch that comes with it. That's right, it's an iteration of the first one. It's already set at 3 millimeters forward. So that way you can go 3 millimeters with the first lower arch, 3 more millimeters with the second lower arch, 6 millimeters in total titration range, all in small increments if that's what you choose to do. It's really fun to have these kinds of different solutions to different kinds of situations and problems that patients will have. Now the third type of device that we had iterative advancement, we have continuous advancement, and I guess technically this is a continuous advancement too, but we wouldn't call it that. We would call it a Herbst. And you're familiar with the Herbst design because you see the Herbst arm on the side. Beautiful blue arrow to tell you which one is up, a gold screw on the upper to tell you which is upper and lower, some real convenience factors like the little comfort bumps on the front. But in this case, you'll have a choice of either a pinhole, just like you saw, or a little wrench like this that fits on the nut. And the same sort of thing, turning in the direction of the arrow, each quarter turn is going to give you 1/10 of a millimeter advancement. You can also go against the arrow, and that would be retruding the mandible that same amount per quarter turn, 1/10 of a millimeter. Now the reason that we have two different kind of continuous advancements or micro-titration devices is of course because the Herbst is a PDAC approved device. So you could use this with your Medicare patients. Now this is also a good device for bruxers because it's got a lot of lateral movement. The CA, a little bit less so. The IA, the iterative advancement, or the IA Select, good for some bruxers, but really it's the EVO that would come into play for that. That flexibility of the EVO gives us the opportunity to treat really aggressive bruxers, big, strong mandibles and masseters, and also to be able to help patients who have a lot of dentistry done, some restorative patients. I've treated some patients previously with printed nylon devices that we were able to switch them out to an Evo now, because that flexibility gives them a little bit more comfort taking those devices in and out with all the restorative dentistry that they have. So I think in the ProSomnus family of devices, IA Select, and Evo in the Iterative group, the CALP for the continuous advancement or traditional sort of a dorsal device, and with the Precision Herbst, or the type of device you need for a Medicare patient or a PDAC patient, you've got the full spectrum of what you'd need. So device selection, all in one family, all with the same kind of precision platform that you're accustomed to from ProSomnus. You got confidence right there.